Paying homage.
Paying homage. International Blast Man. Real Spitters TV, Real Spitters Radio, RealSpitters.com. Holla at your boy. What it is. I'm sitting here chilling with my guy right now, Boo Biggie. You know what I'm saying? The original motherfucking Bad Style. You know what I'm saying? Putting the blunt together and all that. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. You know? And this is one of the original Bum Rush brothers. One of the original. Well, then again, I could say we one of the original Duke Packers that became one of the Bum Rush brothers. Because we the original Duke Pack brothers. You know what I'm saying? We the original Duke Packers. Then we branched off and went running with the Bum Rush. You know what I'm saying?
Bum Rush.
You know what I'm saying? We go all the way back to, what was it, 81, 82, Brown?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was doing our thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
And
Babies.
This is what it was, you know what I'm saying?
Babies.
He was born and raised down here in Tonks Projects, you know what I'm saying? This is where we at. We in Tonks Projects right now, you know what I'm saying? Showing love, paying homage, you know what I'm saying? This is where we at, you know what I'm saying? And we started out from kids. We was no older than 13, 14 years old, you know what I'm saying, when we got into the game, you know what I mean? Out there smoking our reefer, drinking our beers, you know what I'm saying, hanging with the big boys, you know what I'm saying? We was crewed up, you know?
Nice said it the best. The niggas corrupt us when we was kids.
Kids, well, we was corrupted, there's no doubt, you know what I mean? But you know, like I said, you know what I'm saying, we go back, man. Tompkins days, you know what I'm saying? This is what it was. This is the hood right here, you know what I'm saying? And my dog, you know what I'm saying? My dog could tell you better than I could, you know? You know what I'm saying? When you hear murder, when you hear Jay-Z say he pulled up murder, no, it was Bleak, pulled up murder to further his parking lot pimping, get the Impala so he could start dipping. Yeah, we made Murder Ave, Murder Ave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was us that made
Murder
Murder
Incorporated, baby.
Murder Ave, man. From Fort Greene to Sumner. From Fort
Facts.
Greene Projects to Sumner Projects, we established Murder Ave, man. Killer Ben, Supreme Magnetic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. D-Wiz, all them dudes, man.
Wiz,
Black Gorilla family,
family,
man.
you know what I'm saying? BGF crew, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My nigga Weird, Prince, you know what I'm saying? And
Lil Bugs and all them
that,
niggas.
you understand? And this is how far back it goes, you know. But the original Bum Rush, now the Bum Rush brothers, when we get to saying Bum Rush, this is the original boosting crew. The
Original.
Bum Rush, the original boosting crew. This was before the Low Lives and all of them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Decepticons and all them niggas.
Decepticons and all that. The Bum Rush was there before them. Using
We
the
made that
newspaper.
boosted trend.
Exactly.
Running out with levers and all that.
Black.
We the one closed Benetton store.
There's no Benetton shop in New York because we couldn't let them operate. We couldn't. We had to get ours. They couldn't operate without paying homage to us. We had to go in there and get ours.
Facts.
The only one survived was Gap.
Yeah,
The only one survived was the Gap.
yeah,
Everybody else said, we can't take it. They doing too much damage.
yeah.
Acapulco Joe, he opened up for a few minutes here in New York. He said, no, these guys is crazy.
Yeah,
They killing, they putting a dent in my business. I can't operate like this. They shut it down. They shut it down. They got out of New York.
Wilson House of Leather and
They
Suede.
shut it down. They got out of New York. They couldn't deal with us. Herman's,
Yeah,
Spiegel, Scandinavian.
yeah,
They couldn't take us. They said we can't do it. They putting a dent in our putting our clothes and garments out.
yeah.
Every time we turn around, we gotta restock because these boys is taking everything, clearing shelves, racks.
Nigga, we had certain days, D's would tell us, yo, we off Wednesday and Thursday.
Come
Y'all
do what you
come
do.
what y'all do.
Word. You know what I mean?
Word.
You know what I'm
Running
saying?
out with the head gooses, Jerry G's,
G's.
Pacific Trails.
Trails. You know what I'm saying? We put Fila, we established Fila to the market they are.
Facts.
If it wasn't for us putting Fila on it, nobody wouldn't be dealing with that Elise.
Yeah. Yeah.
We made Stan Smith.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We put that tennis wear out. Dudes wasn't up on that. We put that out.
Facts. Only ones knew about Stan Smith, Felines, Pacific Trail, Win Barry's, Jerry G's,
We put that out. We put that on the market.
MB's, was boosters.
We was boosting. We was going in there taking top of the line shit. Niggas didn't know nothing about $400-500 gooses until we came in the
Nigga,
hood
we
with
was the
Jerry
first
G.
ones in Brooklyn in this style with Guess jeans on with the leather on the back, nigga. We went to
Pony
59th. That's right. We went to 59th and Columbus Circle and House the Guest store.
The one on
Facts.
66 in Lexington. We
Huh?
housed that.
We housed it.
You know what I'm saying?
Went up in there like mad mob, like took everything.
Yeah,
Everybody grabbing what we want, niggas. Any nigga at the door trying to stop us, we had Big Dollar Buck, Big Patty Hearst, motherfucking Big G, Big Stretch, you know what I mean? Motherfucking Big E, Daughter Lover, Lady Sleep Easy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Rest in peace, K-Son.
yeah, yeah. Born
Know what I'm saying?
Magnetic, you know what I mean?
Word.
Fishy
Ride-
Booster dudes, man.
Ride-Do.
Ride-Do, Black Ass BJ,
Sun, Money Sunshine.
Buddy Son,
My nigga Dollar
Buddy
Bill.
Bill, Renee, can't forget Renee,
Renee.
can't forget
Asia.
Bernice, can't forget Asia, you know what I mean?
Big Busy.
Word,
Big Busy B. Bridget. You know what I'm saying?
motherfucking her right hand, Trish, can't forget that.
Tad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This was the crew. We ain't even gonna go into Rikers Island
Pearl
yet.
and Sippy it up.
Yeah, we ain't even gonna get into the Rikers Island wars yet. You know what I'm saying? Because we was there when the war started.
Mm-hmm.
We was there when that war started with them Germans and the brothers. We was there. We was adolescents when that shit got started. We was there when the Bloods got formed.
Facts,
We was there.
facts. I remember when I came home from Rikers Island, man, niggas was looking at me like I was crazy, cause I was telling niggas, yo, I'm Don Moore, I'm blood. You know what I mean? Niggas like, yo, Brown on some LA shit now? The fuck? The fuck gonna happen to homie? You know,
Yeah.
prison done bleached his brain. And then, you know, man, before you know it, man, this shit became fruit time.
Mm-hmm.
It
Big
was a time
Is.
we was separating the homies from the pen and the homies from the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you came in from the street, we didn't even recognize that you was Don Moore. You had to
Put it in.
put it in. You know what I mean? Because if you wasn't birthed from the motherland of where it started from on this East Coast, you know, man, we ain't recognize you. You was getting dealt with. You know, you definitely was getting dealt with. You came through that island throwing up them beads. You was getting dealt with, and then you had to look at it. A lot of niggas didn't want to be homie because the war was on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The niggas didn't want to be homie. I remember you go to court, go in the bullpen, nigga know you blood. Nigga didn't even want to sit by you on the bench because you never know when them Latin kings or them Yetas was coming in the pen to pop on you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you had to stay ready, be ready. You know what I mean? So, you know, man, now niggas is just banging just because. They banging because they want to be down with the trend. These niggas don't really know the history behind this banging shit. We was all straight before we knew our history and got in tune. When we first got introduced on this East Coast with this blood shit, we was all misled. We was using codes that came out of Monster Cody book. And then dudes start doing their research and start seeing like, you know, yo, we banging wrong. Because niggas on that West Coast didn't want to accept the East Coast Bloods at first. They didn't want to accept it. Then niggas start paying the way and they start really saying, like, yo, these niggas on this East Coast, they banging this thing for real. They ain't playing with it. Now, everybody and their mama tossing up C's or B's.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that, homie. Wasn't like that. You know what I mean? And you ask a lot of these niggas, yo, who you be? Why you bang? What set you claim? They couldn't tell you. They couldn't tell you. You ask a lot of them, yo, what is the 5 principles of being Don Moore? They couldn't tell you. Break that 5-point star down. They couldn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Who was T. Rogers? They couldn't tell you. Who's brother George Jackson? They couldn't tell you that. Only ones that can really relate to it is those that been in the penitentiary and probably read the history, you know what I mean? But when we first came out with this, I can't emphasize that enough. That brotherly love overrides oppression and destruction. We became the oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was brotherly love. But now, we became the oppressors. And like I tell dudes, you don't bang on a Crip or a folk because he banging folk or Crip. That nigga still black at the end of the day. But we say we stand for brotherly love, overrides oppression and destruction. But it comes a time, sometimes, man, we become the oppressors ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
They say, what is a Crip versus enemy? A Crip himself. Why is that? Because first of all, you got to do the history behind, you know, what they banging. We ain't always have the red flag. We dropped the blue flag and picked up the red flag because it didn't have, the blue flag didn't have no significance of what we was banging for. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we took that red flag and we branched, we did what we had to do, man. Even to this day, in LA, you got more Crips than you do Bloods.
Mm-hmm. Because from what I understand, the Crip was the community resistance and progress, and it was them against the police.
But
it was them against. It was the neighborhood against the police.
If you do the documentary, they'll tell you. They used to say, "Chitty chitty bang bang, Crips go down, they multiply," and it all started when them niggas went down there. And they had that motherfucking, they used to come through the movie theaters with them canes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they distinguish who was crippled. You know what I mean? They seen the crippled guy in the movie theater, and he used to walk with the cane, and they used to say Crip. So then they took the Crip and added, when they seen the teachers of the Black Peace Stone Nation in the Black Panther movement. You know what I mean? That's why in the Stone Nation, they under the 21 of a pyramid.
Right.
You got to know how to break that 21 of that pyramid down. You know what I mean? What is a stone supposed to have at all times in his pocket? Lucky rabbit foot, a dime, a nickel, and a penny, and a rock. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you got to know your history, man. A lot of dudes don't be knowing their history. They just here just because. They just banging just to bang. They ain't banging because we being oppressed. They just banging just to bang. Banging comes from 110%, man. 10% is the physical, 100% from the mental. Because anybody can bang, anybody can go to war. Smart man is the one that can go to war and bring as many soldiers back unwounded. That's a smart man. And you don't leave nobody behind. Those are the rules in the art of war. You don't leave no fallen soldier behind.
No soldier left.
You bring them back by all means necessary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they really took this blood and Crip thing and took it to a whole nother level on this East Coast. And like I say, only a lot of people didn't want to bang. They didn't want to bang. Mm-hmm. They didn't want no problem when the war was on. Once the war was over, everybody, you're on blood.
No, now, this is the funny thing, right?
Jumped in.
Yep, now this is the funny thing, right? Because throughout all that, right, you know, me, I always found something enlightening about Islam. And I stayed traveling in that direction, finding the information, getting more and more information, more and more enlightenment there. And I come to understand that, you know, in even all those nations, Crip, Blood, you find bits and pieces of Islam there.
Facts.
You find bits and pieces of Islam in the Panther movement. You find bits and pieces of Islam in the Peace Stone Nation, which tells me that a lot of that is all shoots from what? The Noble Drew Ali, the five star, the 5-pointed star. It stems from what? Moorish science then. So a lot of it comes back to what? The original man and the original teachings. So how do we rebuild? We rebuild through the youth, through education. And until we start educating the youth properly, we're lost. That's what I think. So, what is it that we are attempting to do here when we remove all the violence between brothers? We create a new nation of love between the brothers. But we got to sit down at the table of brotherhood in order to bring this about. And that was Farrakhan's whole thing when he brought the gangs together. Yo, we got to have unity. We got to have peace amongst the people in order for us to survive. When are we going to start surviving again? When are we going to start looking at my brother as my brother again? My brother's not my enemy.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he claimed, what he represent.
You ain't never lie.
When do we get back to brotherhood? For real, for real.
Because at the end of the day, man,
we need our brothers.
Yeah, we all we got.
Exactly. So when do we bring it back?
We all we got, man, as black people, man, and as a community, man, because, you know, we've been going through these jackals, man, putting their feet out on our necks.
Yeah,
for
man.
generations through generations before I was even born. My parents, and their ancestors, and so on and so on. Like they say, history repeats itself in a different form or fashion.
You got that,
you know
right?
what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that, man. A lot of people don't understand that. And when you look at the depth and you look back, you know, we're living in everything that the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, that it speaks of, man.
We live in those days.
We're living them days, man. You know, and it's a proven fact. And the sad thing about it, you get a lot of these ministries and these preachers, they get on the pulpit, they don't want to wake the people. Because if they wake the people what's really taking place and what's going on, then they can't eat off the congregation.
Exactly.
They can't keep that brand new caddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it go back to the teachers of the poor righteous teachers. You got 5% of the original people who know the true way of life. Then you have 10%. Then you have those who are 85% who know to be blind, deaf, and dumb. Until you are like them. They're easy to be misled and hard to be led in the right direction. Mm-hmm. It's always like that. That's why I say you got to say.
Because there's 60% of them that don't even care. They know the truth.
They know the truth and won't reveal. You know what I'm saying? They know the truth and won't reveal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they'll stand on their square. So.
See, I'm one of those that I look at it like, yo, at what point do we start to give up the truth without being afraid to tell the truth? See, I'm no longer afraid to tell the truth.
Because now is the time. Now is the time.
That's right. We need somebody to stand up and say, yo, y'all sleep. Y'all need to wake up. Get out that state of unawares.
For many years.
Exactly. Come up out that state of unawares. Become aware. Wake up. I'm trying to wake y'all up, people. Mm-hmm. Get with me, ride. See, and this is just the beginning of what we're talking about, because the people need to know. We got a story to tell. We're gonna begin to tell it. This is just something to give you an introduction to what we're getting ready to go into. But we're going to be back with more content, more flavor. Something for the people to know.
Got to let them know, man.
This is the beginning. And this is just to say to my people, wake up, y'all. It's time to wake up. Love each other. Work together.
Get it locked down.
Hey, International Glassman, Real Spitters TV, Real Spitters Radio, RealSpitters.com. Holla at you, boy. Signing off. My nigga Boo Brown. Got anything you want to say? Let the people know where to catch you at.
Keep it gangster. Catch me all over the tri-state. You know that. I'm the traffic.
Facebook, Instagram, Hit him up. Boo Brown. Love is love.